What's up, everybody? Here we are, another episode of the SnapRefund Podcast. We're joined by Google in spirit. We're physically here at the Google headquarters in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, it's super exciting. So we have a nice episode for you all this time, and hopefully we can enjoy some of the splendor of being in an amazing headquarters. It definitely inspires. Anise, what do you want to say to kick us off here?
No, man, I mean, I'm excited, really. It's just like, wow, think about this startup journey. We've been doing this podcast for over a year, and if you've been watching this podcast, you've seen the journey. I remember actually shooting our first episode in the National, kind of like looking like a chair like this, and then to kind of take it from the National to us being here in Boulder. I mean, that's really dope, man. Honestly, it makes me feel good, just to be real with you.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty wild. The journey is still ongoing, but it takes you a lot of places. You know, you can't even really predict it.
I know. I mean, would you have predicted like this being where we're at today a year ago?
I thought it was possible. I don't know if it was likely.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the difference, I think, in the expectations versus like what actually happens. I try to keep my expectations low.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you need to have expectations just to like get excited about something. But yeah, in general, I have no idea.
Well, I mean, hey, look, you're here. I think what matters is just when you go through the journey and go through the process, it's like wherever you land, you make the most of it. And when you kind of take that journey with every step that you take, you're taking the best step to get you to the next step forward. Eventually, it leads you into doing a podcast at Google for a demo day when you're in TechStars and part of the flagship TechStars Accelerator program, which is the Boulder Accelerator program. So there's like a lot of things that just happen from just being natural with it and kind of letting things happen organically.
Yeah, totally. I also love this dog from the office. There's some dogs out there in the courtyard right now. I miss my dog Ace. I've been traveling a lot the past few weeks.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
I'm just glad I'm not sick.
Yeah.
It's gotta stay healthy out here. It's tricky. I mean, everyone knows what it is. The world's a different place than it was even like 4 years ago. So I think for the better, people are more mindful about those kinds of things, but I never take it for granted.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, I mean, now we're here and kind of like getting ready for demo day, how's your emotions feeling as far as everything culminating to an end with demo day right here?
It makes me a little sad because I'm gonna miss hanging out with everyone in our cohort. It's really been amazing, and the program team at TechStars has been amazing. But it also makes me really proud because we've done so much. I mean, in 2 months we've really turned things around, just on a whole new hockey stick trajectory than what it was before that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a workhorse, really. The way that I look at it is like, this is just another day in the office, right? Our office just happens to be remote and it's all over the place because there's so many different things that we have to do as far as finding clients, potential clients, meeting people to really sell to. The investment side of things, I always felt like that was a natural thing because when you build something that's really valuable and actually effective, like SnapRefund is, you see the results, right? But then there's just so much more to it, right? Building a platform is one thing, and having customers is another thing. So, yeah, I'm just here ready to work, honestly. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and what you said is true. For me, building a platform is one thing. Having customers is everything.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely that type of time.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm looking forward to pitching. The HQ here has a stage right out camera here where the CEOs of the TechStars cohort companies have been practicing all morning. I mean, you saw the pitch. You've seen it kind of evolve. What do you think about it?
First off, I love the pitch. Like, you are killing it. I can't wait until tomorrow when you really put it out there and on the line and actually get on the court in front of that audience and just really you know, just pitch magnificently to them. So I really think that you're doing a great job with the pitch. In addition to that, I'm really impressed with our cohort mates as well, because they're all so solid.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's been really fun and interesting. So when you're part of accelerators, you look at like companies like TechStars and Y Combinator's, a lot of really successful startups come out of these accelerators, and you don't necessarily see the quality of where those startups are in the future today, right? So it's like Google, when they first were starting, you couldn't picture it being like this, but it's like this after some time. I know that there's going to be a few companies in our cohort that is going to get to that next level. There's no doubt. I mean, just the odds are there that one of these companies in our cohort is going to end up being valued at a couple $100 million in the near future, and then hopefully $1 billion. And to me, that's so exciting to be a part of that and actually see that happen and say, hey, I remember you guys when you guys were pitching a demo day, and now look at you, you got a headquarters just as big as Google. So to me,
I want to come and eat all their
yeah, absolutely. I want free lunch every day. So to me, that's really the fun part, and I think everybody's doing a great job with the rehearsals. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they definitely. Everyone stepped it up like a whole 3 notches from what I thought it would be, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
They've been really solid. We got our last one-on-one meeting with the TechStars program team here. Well, last. I mean, it's the last of them while we're in the program, but they'll continue even afterwards. So that's making me feel a little nostalgic because I really have enjoyed those meetings, and it just really helps to have people, almost like free consultants is what like an accelerator is in a lot of ways. Having them in your corner can definitely help, I felt.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they're more than free consultants. I mean, they're investors. They're invested into our company. They are on our cap table. We have a managing director that's, looking over the portfolio, and SnapRefund is a portfolio company, and they're doing everything in their power that they can to get us out there in the best light. And what to me makes it really special is that when you have 2 parties doing the same thing, right? So here we are as the startup, giving it everything that we can as founders, and then you have a team like you have with the TechStars Boulder team that's doing everything they can to put us in front of the right people, find us the right investors, help us get clients, everything in their power that they can possibly do, they're doing. And I think to me, like, I'm going to miss the meetings, but like you said, it's not really the last meeting. We're going to have more of these. It's just different because it's kind of like you're graduating, right? And it's like graduation is here, and so I'm going to miss it definitely.
Yeah, totally. If you had to pick, I'll say it like this. Give me your high point, low point that's happened during the program for you.
Oh man, that's a really great question. Okay, high point, and I will say, during the program is getting our first client, launching with our first client, having produced over 100 claim payments with our first client, exceeding our revenues from as long as we've been doing this in a month. That to me, I can say has been the absolute high point. Is the actual effectiveness, because it's not just about being an accelerator just to sit down and do group meetings and kind of, just meet with people to talk. Like, no, there was intention. There was intention that, hey, with SnapRefund, we're going to do everything that we can to help these guys get a client so that they're in business. So that was the high point. The low point. There wasn't too many low points. I will say that it has been such a joyous experience that to me the low point is that it ended too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get back to work and have that time that's freed up. But I really enjoyed our cohort. I really enjoyed our team. I really enjoyed just the camaraderie that to me is really sad. Like just for that point. So I would just say that. I wish it was a little bit longer and see what else we could do, because those check-in meetings and stand-ups that we were doing, those are great. Really just being able to have somebody in your corner that you can explain and is going through the same thing that you're going through as well. I love that. Honestly, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, it's been a journey for sure. Would you rather have, let's say, 100% ownership of a 10 million ARR company, or 10% ownership of 100 million ARR company?
That's a really good question. So two things. One is depending on who are the founders that I'm with, and that 10% of the 100 million company. So that would have to go in the equation because it's still valued at the same thing, 10. So from that standpoint, really the joy of being a co-founder and doing a startup for me has been the real camaraderie and just building and having somebody that, you know, they it's a lot of things that come to your table and come to your plate that you have to handle. And I can handle it, but really, I love people. I'm a real social butterfly, so like I like to be around people. I like to engage. I get energy from people. So I would probably rather, in the case of, especially if it's a successful company, have 10% of a $100 million company as opposed to just 100% of a $10 million company based on if I really enjoy being with the founders. That
Right.
to me is the condition.
That's pretty important.
It is super important. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the interpersonal relationship side of doing a company, I mean, that's like most companies fail, just because of founder conflict. So
Yeah.
it's really important. Definitely. I agree there. I don't know which one I'd rather have. I mean, the downside of being part of a $100 million company is that the number of problems and concerns you have is just huge. It's like, it's already hard enough to run like a little company, and the set of concerns just grows with scale. And it's, there's different types of leaders for each stage of a company. And sometimes people are really good in the beginning stages versus later on. And I think people can certainly improve, but when I think about what my life would look like, I'd have to really like what I was doing, I think, to be motivated enough to deal with like all the stuff that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis with an organization of that size.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it also comes down like just basically what is it that you're building? Do you enjoy doing it or not?
Right.
And yeah. So, yeah, I think valid question.
Well, sometimes after enough of these episodes, eventually I have some questions for you.
Yeah, hey man, you're doing great. I mean, it's really just about having a conversation flow.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, well, it's funny because, before we started filming this episode, I told you I wanted to have a conversation, so I'm glad you took that to heart.
Conversate.
Yeah, man. Well, about to be out of here pretty soon. What do you want to rap about before we're out?
Well, I think it's always important that we always end our episodes with actually leaving our audience with something that they can actually hold on to, something tangible that they could walk away with. What would you like to leave people with, especially going through this TechStars Boulder Accelerator program?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I like that. I'll leave y'all with something, and I think this has been more apparent to me as going through this journey than ever before. I know we talk about actually believing, but believe means nothing without doing the work. I see so many people that I've met in this journey, and even now meeting more founders that have brilliant ideas, talk an amazing game, but don't do the work. Every time it comes to actually, hey, can you do this? Oh, I gotta do this. Can you do? It's always something, as opposed to when you got a military mindset, it's like, hey, by any means necessary that I gotta make this thing happen. So if you're a startup founder, believe, do the work, and I'm telling you, things will happen for you. Look at us. You've been with us from the very beginning. You've seen the journey now. We're in Boulder, Colorado, at Google headquarters, from where we started in Philadelphia. Like, there's not that many companies that look like us that make it out, that get this type of, and I wouldn't even consider us at a level of success because we're far from it, but we're gaining steam, and I'm really happy about that. But the reason why is because we're doing the work. So I want to leave with you guys. I want to leave you guys with that. Not only do you need to believe in yourself, but make sure you do the work, and do the work really, really well.
Peace, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.